Here are internship interview questions that you need to know how to answer. And if you want more interview tips and tricks just like this, make sure you click subscribe down below. In this video, I'm first going to talk about some general tips that you need to know about answering internship interview questions, and then I'm going to talk about 5 very common interview questions that you need to be prepared for, and then I'm going to explain exactly how to answer those questions so that you can get multiple internship job offers. So first, let's talk about some general tips when it comes to interviewing and applying for internships. And the first is that you should expect the exact same interview questions across the board for all of the different companies that you are applying for with your internships. And this is regardless of industry or even sometimes the role. This is because these companies know that whoever they're hiring as an intern is someone who doesn't have a lot of real work-life experience. Typically, all of the experience and skills you've gained so far is purely based on your coursework and what you're learning in university. And a lot of these companies know that what you learn in the classroom doesn't always translate perfectly and directly into the real work world. So that's why a lot of these questions that you're going to be asked are going to be pretty general, asking you about your background. And in these generalized interview questions, they're going to want to basically see that the person or the intern that they are hiring is excited about working there or excited about the job, has done their research about the company and the industry, can learn things quickly on the job, is coachable, and can work well in a team environment at their company. Alright, so now let's talk about some common interview questions that you can definitely expect to be asked during your internship interviews and exactly how to answer them. And the first interview question is, tell me about yourself. And if you want a full deep dive on how to answer this entire interview question, make sure you click this video right here. But in general, your answer needs to be 1 to 2 minutes, and everything that you share in your answer should be 100% directly relevant to the job in which you are applying for. You shouldn't be sharing any details that are not relevant to the job itself. The second really common interview question is, why do you want to work here? To answer this, you're going to want to make sure you do extensive research about the company, its values, the products that they're selling, and who are their major competitors in the industry. You also want to make sure that you're not being too literal and talking exactly about why you want to work there and what benefits you. Because at the end of the day, your employer doesn't really care what's in it for you. They want to know how you are going to be benefiting their company when they hire and pay you as an intern. So make sure you wrap up your answer by talking about how you plan to contribute towards that company's growth and success. Another common interview question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? When you're choosing your strengths to share, make sure that everything that you're sharing is relevant to the job itself, and you should choose technical skills that show them that you are capable and very good at doing this job or internship. You shouldn't share or pick soft skills as to what your strengths are. So your strengths should not be things like, I'm smart, I'm a hard worker, I collaborate well. These are soft skills that don't help you differentiate yourself from every other candidate. And when you're choosing weaknesses to share, make sure you choose weaknesses that are not directly relevant to being successful or doing the job itself. So if you are choosing a job like software engineering, you can choose one of your weaknesses to be public speaking in front of large audiences, because this is not something that will be happening during your typical software engineering internship. So it won't get you eliminated from the role. And whatever you choose to share as your weakness or weaknesses, make sure you're also sharing about how you're proactively working on improving and addressing those weaknesses so that they won't be weaknesses in the long run. The next question you need to be prepared for is, tell me about a time when you had to learn something new in a very short amount of time. The key to answering this question here is sharing an example from outside of the classroom. So you need to talk about a time when you had to learn something new very quickly that was not in school. And the second really important part of your answer is that you need to explain to them how or what your methodology was to actually learn something new. They want to make sure that you actually have a process or that you have a way to break down complex ideas or concepts into simpler ones so that you can learn things very quickly. That is going to be a huge important thing for anyone who's hiring an intern, because they know they're going to basically need to teach you everything on the job, and they want to know that you can learn things very quickly and then apply them right away to be useful in your internship. And the fifth and final question you need to know how to answer is, what do you hope to learn or gain through this internship with us? When you answer this interview question, you need to basically tell them that you want to learn more about the job itself, its responsibilities, and if you would enjoy the work, as well as you want to learn more about that industry and what it takes for a company to be successful and competitive in that market or that industry. Most importantly, though, you need to explain to them why you want to learn all these different things from their specific internship program and not any other company that you are applying for. You can answer this by showing them or telling them about all the research you've done about their particular company or product and why you feel like it's such a great fit for you to be a major contributor to their success. And lastly, wrap up your answer by telling them that you hope to learn or gain a full-time offer with that company when your internship program is done, but only if you are able to perform well on the job. This will show them that you are already thinking about working for their company in the long run, which is the ultimate goal for these internship programs, is for them to get early career talent funneled into their company right away. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you a very important bonus tip for staying all the way through the end of this video. And that bonus tip is that you need to be sending an email to every single interviewer that you met during your internship interviews. What you need to tell them is, thank you so much for interviewing me today, and you need to send or include something in that email which is unique to your conversation, or talk about something that the both of you had talked about or discussed during your interview. This way, they have a memory recall and they remember you specifically as one of their favorite candidates. Alright, so now you know some general interviewing tips for internship interviews and some common questions that you need to know how to answer and how to answer them so that you can get multiple internship job offers. Thank you all for watching this video until the very end, and make sure you leave a comment down below what other video ideas we should be covering. See you in the next one.